You can't
You
see
should be
me.
able to see Brad.
Now, Brad comes and goes.
So you should have a tab that you can change your view of all the cameras or some of the cameras.
Oh yeah. It's up in the top right corner.
Gotcha.
Well, awesome. Welcome everybody back to Regarding Texas Freemasonry. Bradley, can you do a check on our live? Make sure our stream's streaming.
I don't see it.
Let's see if it's doing it now.
Yeah, the one you had upcoming, it didn't go again, but we are live on the channel. So it did the same thing it did last week. We are live though. We're live. All right. Well, let's go.
Can you see all of us on there, Bradley? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, great. Awesome. Well, there we go. Welcome back to Regarding Texas Freemasonry with Brother Brad, Brother Sir Tony, as it is on the screen, and myself, Chris. And this week we welcome Brother Clay Bartley. How you doing, man?
Doing great. How are y'all this evening?
Good.
Pretty good.
Doing well, doing well.
I will just turn it all over to Brad and Tony.
Yeah, so we brought Clay in here tonight, and we wanted to kind of talk. Clay is our special guest for the evening, and we wanted to just kind of talk to our brother from another mother and ask him a little bit about yourself. Typically, if I wasn't so busy, I would have gave you a call and kind of talked to you a little bit before, but kind of patched this together. So if you wouldn't mind, just kind of let us know when you were raised and what lodges you're a part of, and if any special offices you've ever held.
Okay. Well, I was raised in 2012. I was actually initiated in 2009, but like several of us, life gets in the way, and several of us had a few years there before I got work turned in, and was finally raised in 2012 at Sulphur Bluff 246. I was two-time worshipful master there, consecutive back in, I believe, 2018, 19, and 1920. And then I served as DDGM in 2020 under Paul Underwood. Not a really eventful year because of things that happened that year. But that's okay. I'll take an uneventful year. I'm currently the district instructor for District 7. This is my second year. And I'm also a member of, I'm pluraled with Sulphur Springs 221. I'm also the district education officer. We're kind of a small district out here. We've only got, we now have 4 lodges. The Sulphur Springs, Sulphur Bluff, Hopkins 180, and Mount Vernon. So kind of a small district, but we like it. We're all pretty close, and us 4 lodges. So that's a little bit of, I guess my Masonic history.
Yeah. And you got our committee on work guy, Brother Right Worshipful Cody Stewart, out there with you too.
Yeah, I have to correct him on a few things every once in a while, but he's pretty cool with it.
Yeah.
We like it. We're all pretty close. I really enjoy Cody. He worked with me through my degrees, and he's pretty tough on you. He makes sure you know it correctly, and that's a good thing. So, but he taught me all my work, and I really enjoy fellowshipping with him, both Masonically and just everyday life.
Right. Yeah, he's a good guy. So, what is it that I know you do something with that company, AMSOIL. Is that your regular job that you do?
No, so AMSOIL is it's a home-based business. I'm an independent dealer for them. I believe August will be 20 years I've been with them. Sir Tony's a customer of mine. But it's a home-based business. Full-time job, I'm in the medical field. I'm a sonographer. I do ultrasound. I've worked both in the hospital setting, and for the past 12 plus years, I've been private practice, mainly treating varicose vein disease in the legs. Work with the general surgeon here in Sulphur Springs. Really enjoy it. So medical field, prior to ultrasound, I was part-time on an ambulance. I worked on an ambulance for about 8 or 9 years. PRN, and so ultrasound's a full-time job. Amsoil, you can see I've always got Amsoil on. Amsoil's keeps me pretty busy, and just this past fall I started up a trailer rental business, so I always got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah. Well, cool. Thanks for kind of giving you who you are and where you're from and all that.
You
we
bet.
did bring you on to talk to you a little bit about this program that you do every year, this Help a Child program.
Yes.
Would you like to talk, like kind of explain what it is, who benefits from it, and all that type of stuff?
Sure. And
I think it would also be important to kind of add that this is just not even Masonic stuff, what he's going to talk about, but how much Masons take part in it.
Correct.
Because people are always asking us, what do you do as a Mason? What do you do? And I think this is a great example of what one of the things that Masons do. And
that's charity. We all, those, us Masons, we know charity is one of our big activities that we partake of. And I can't remember the exact number, but it's like, what, 2 or 3 million that Masons give every day. I think it's on a daily basis.
It's right at almost 3 million a day.
Yeah. So that's phenomenal. But yeah, if you want me to go ahead now and do that, bear with me. I jotted some notes down because I can't keep all this information in my head. To give you a little backstory on the Help a Child benefit. My dad, Wade Bartley, who's also a past master of Sulphur Springs and Sulphur Bluff, he's the brainchild behind the Help a Child benefit. And a little backstory, he's been an auctioneer since, I want to say, the late 80s. I can't remember actually when he became an auctioneer. And when he was with a member of the Texas Auctioneers Association, one of their charities was the Scottish Rite Hospital for Children in Dallas. And they would hold little fundraisers where they would do auctions and raise money for the hospital. And they actually went over to the hospital and would hold auctions with the patients there. And they would have play money and let the kids bid on stuff with the play money. And he enjoyed it. I mean, he really enjoys children. And y'all may know that, the Scottish Rite Hospital has things like ties and the caps and different things like that. Well, he would bring those items to our auctions. We mainly participated in farm equipment and estate auctions. Well, he would bring those caps and ties and things like that and auction them off at our auctions, and then take that money and send it to the Scottish Rite Hospital as a fundraiser. So dad was raised in 2005, and people were asking him if he was a Mason because he was raising the money for the Scottish Rite Hospital. And he's like, no. And that was actually kind of what got him interested in Masonry. So he was raised in 2005. And in 2008 was our first year to hold our event. We had an auction complex south of Sulphur Springs here. And Dad reached out to, and going back to, this isn't just Masons doing this event. Dad decided he wanted to do this fundraiser. Let's still just selling caps and ties at our auction. Let's do an event, raise some more money, and give it to the children. So he reached out to a bunch of close friends who, with him being a fairly new Mason, happened to be a lot of Masons both with Sulphur Springs and Sulphur Bluff. And we've lived here in Hopkins County all our lives. So you know a lot of people. So he reached out just to some close friends that were not Masons. And we started the event in 2008. And I apologize, I'll probably repeat myself a lot.
All right.
That first year, we had a chili cook-off. And of course, with him being an auctioneer, we had a live auction. And there's a local antique tractor pulling club here that if anybody knows anything about tractor pulls, they pull a sled down a track, see how far they can pull it. Reached out to them, said, hey, I want to come do this. They said, great, man, we'd love this. They did it at no charge. And so that first year, and I think Jason Walden, who's also a brother of ours, he came out, set up on a gooseneck flatbed trailer and did a little concert for us. And that year we raised $12,000. And, that was very successful, we thought, for our first year. And it's continued on throughout the years. When we first started, the Scottish Rite Hospital got for, there's Chris now. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we first got started, the Scottish Rite Hospital, they received a third of our proceeds. The Northeast Texas Child Advocacy Center, located in Winsboro, Texas, they received a third of our proceeds. And the Southern Christian Home for Children in Morrilton, Arkansas, received the other third. For anyone unfamiliar with the Child Advocacy Center, they have counselors. They work real close with law enforcement for children who have been in situations or have seen situations that children they don't need to be involved in. And so the counselors, they have trained counselors specifically for this. They work with law enforcement with these kids. A few years go by, and things have changed over the years. We've tried some things that didn't work. We've added some things that worked well. The biggest thing for us was going out and getting sponsorships for the event. My boss, Robert Lennington, who's also a brother Mason, he's been one of our sponsors. Just having multiple people involved in this, we all know somebody different. And, these guys that aren't Masons, of course, we're waiting for them to, we've got a petition ready for them, I guess I'll say. They're great men. They help us out quite a bit. But over the years, and I'm looking over here at some notes, our second and third year was like $7,800, $8,000. I want to say one of those years was a pretty rainy year, and like the tractor pull got rained out. But then like our fourth year, fifth year, sixth year, and on, we jumped up into the $25,000 to $30,000 a year. With the chili cook-off, we added brisket, the auctions. We did end up having the big hot rod tractor clubs come in. If y'all saw any of the videos at the Grand Masters Conference in 2020, those are the big high-powered diesels, or tractors have 3 or 4 engines on them. And man, they really drew in a crowd. So, their money went up a little bit. In 2021, I believe it is when we decided to reach out to other Masonic lodges in our area. Instead of just the guys in our district, I guess you would say, we decided to reach out to some of the surrounding lodges and said, hey, would y'all like to become a part of this? And our thought was, this is more people to reach out to more businesses, to get more sponsorships, to bring in more money. And what we did for those lodges, those of us that are members of small lodges know it's sometimes hard to raise money for any kind of fundraiser. We're usually doing a raffle. And what we wanted to do was help these lodges raise at that time, Grand Lodge was at $1,500 on the matching funds for scholarships. So we said, hey, if y'all will come in and help us out and be a part of this, we'll donate $1,500 to your lodge. That way you've automatically got that money to apply to Grand Lodge to receive those matching funds. And then there's $3,000 for your graduating seniors. And we had, I think, 11 lodges total at that time helping us. Going back to notes here. Feel like I'm talking a whole lot, guys.
No, it's good. This is all good information. I'm
But you
taking
know what,
notes.
You know what, Clay?
Well-
What's interesting about what you just said right there? You said going into 2021,
Yes.
right? So I mean,
Yes.
COVID,
Yes.
everything else, that all that stuff is going on right then, right?
Yes, it was. And even 2020. So our event is held on the third Saturday of October. And so October of 2020, we were like, do we do this? Dad visited with the city manager, with other county officials, and we decided to go ahead and do it. And we set it up to do a little drive through on the brisket and chili if somebody didn't want to stop and get out. And I mean, 2020, oh, I don't have that number written down, but it was still, I think 2020 was in the $50,000 or $60,000.
Man, that's amazing.
Great.
One thing that really helped us on the was a raffle, adding a raffle item to the event. And like our first 2 years, we had a 16-foot bumper trailer with I think the first year was a Miller Bobcat welder, and the second year was a Lincoln welder. And we got businesses to sponsor those items. And we got local businesses to sponsor the purchase of the trailer. And then from the welders, we moved to, I think our first year was a Can-Am four-wheeler. And then we moved up to Can-Am. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we had a Can-Am side-by-side. Then we moved over to Polaris. We just reached out to local businesses and said, hey, what can you do on the purchase of one? Our side-by-sides now, there's a company called the Falk Company. They're out of Fort Worth. The Falk Company contracts with local school districts for their janitorial services. So these guys, in a sense, are involved with children too. And the Falk Company pretty much almost pays for our side-by-sides for our raffle. This year, we received a $10,000 donation from them. And so they have just been a great help. And then we have a local FFA chapter that builds our trailer for us. It's I think there's like a 6x12 bumper pull trailer. These kids are building the trailer for us, and we have companies that donate the money for the material, and that's all we're out on the trailer. This year and last year, we've actually stepped up to Kubota RTVs. So we've gone from like, a $10,000 or $11,000 side-by-side to an $18,000 side-by-side. And that's made possible, number one, by the Falk Company. And then the Kubota dealership here in Sulphur Springs, there's actually 4 dealerships here in Sulphur. There's one here in Sulphur Springs, Paris, Pittsburgh, and Alba. Those 4 dealerships all pitch in, and that's what enables us to get that raffle item. And I think last year we sold. I'm sorry.
Do you know which model you guys have this year? Is it
Yep, this year's the RTV X, which is the same as last year, which was an RTV X 900. It's a 900 diesel, 4-wheel drive with power steering, power lift, dump gate. I mean, it's a nice rig. Yeah, RTVX.
I'm going to look it up so I can share a screen with it.
Let's see.
So,
I don't know if this will zoom in.
X.
No, that's not going to zoom.
900.
That's all right.
RTVX.
Brad will find a picture of it.
Yeah.
That's amazing, though, Clay. God.
Yeah. So last year, I believe our raffle item itself sold $50-something thousand in raffle tickets. I think I had 4,000 raffle tickets made. We did create our own 501c3, and that's a big thing right there. We have committee members. We have a CPA and a bookkeeper that takes care of this stuff for us. Make sure we're walking the line, doing things the way we're supposed to. At the end of the year, a couple $100 left in the checking account. Every dollar goes out. There's no administration fees. We donate all our time for this. But we did create our own 501c3, and when we did that, there you go.
That's 1130.
Yeah,
but
it looks like it looks almost identical to it.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's incredible.
There's probably a way I could do it on my phone, but I have no idea. But creating the 501c3, that helped bring in more sponsors, because then we had large companies like Prefert. A lot of us have heard of Prefert Manufacturing, who build head gates and gates and all kinds of machinery. That, when you've got your 501c3, those companies will really pitch in some money, and they're pitching in several $1,000s. Our money now goes, we still give a third to the Scottish Rite Hospital. We still give a third to the Northeast Texas Child Advocacy Center. The past few years, we've selected some local foster families, and the amounts changed for them. One year, we gave out, I want to say $4,000 to like 3 families. The Southern Christian Home for Children, our contact with them retired, and so we just decided to bring that money back to the local area. So all the money's local here. Trying to think here, who else? But now, I said we've tried some things that didn't work. We've had some things that worked well. We still have the chili cook-off. We have the brisket cook-off. We have a bean competition. We have both live and silent auctions. The day of, we now have a livestock auction, so these kids can come in and show their steers or heifers, and they're awarded prizes. We have a company that donates some very, very nice belt buckles for those kids. We've got Dutch oven peach cobbler, and I'm pretty sure Brad Billings, when he showed up, I think he probably ate quite a bit of Dutch oven peach cobbler when he came out. He's been out the past 2 years. He came out when he was Grandmaster, and then came out again last year. I think he's going to try to make it a yearly visit.
God bless Brother Billings.
That's right. Last year was the second year. A couple of the guys that aren't Masonic brothers, but are heavily involved with FFA, they started an FFA build-off competition for us, and that is something that a lot of FFA chapters do throughout the state. They show up at a school, and these teams, they'll have a team of 4 or 5 kids that are in FFA. They'll show up. They don't know what they're going to build that day, but they're given a kit of metal, and they're like, all right, you're building a trailer today, or you're building a barbecue pit, a smoker, a fire pit, or something like that. And so the day before our event, these teams come out. We got a large parking lot where they set up and they compete. I think last year we had 26 or 28 schools with like 36 teams from all over the state.
Wow.
That showed up for this competition. And we have local companies that donate an unbelievable amount of prizes for these kids, from welding helmets to grinders to tool bags, gloves, anything related to welding. These companies come in and donate this stuff for those kids as prizes. And then we take the top 3 or 4, those items that they build, like last year were chimeneas. We have judges that judge them. The top 3 or 4 are donated back to our event so that we can auction them off. And those teams are given another kit that they can take home and build and sell at their local fundraisers that they do. But we had a couple of fire pits a couple of years ago that, one fire pit I think brought like $6,000 at our auction.
Seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
Great.
So let's see. So the chili cook-off, chili and brisket, FFA shop project, the livestock show, the auctions, the ag competition build off. We also have some FFA chapters that just build projects. They might be a picnic table. They may be wood shop projects. They bring those in and donate them for the auction also. Maybe leaving something out. There's a lot there.
Our Marabou Lamar Award that we gave out this year was to a 25-year FFA teacher here in Roy City.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Some of the stories that I heard about him was really great. The lady that nominated him, like her daughter, like he like really helped her out. So the FFA is really good. And it's not one of those, just during the school year thing. It's a year-round teacher.
Oh, yes.
Like,
Yes, absolutely. They do stuff throughout the summer with those kids, and it really is. Just some of I'm just going to kind of go through some of our sponsors, if that's okay. Kind of giving them a shout out also.
Absolutely.
Of course, the Falk Company, like I said, the past year or two, they've been at $10,000, and he says the CEO of that company says he just looks forward to continuing to help us. Wood County Electric, Farmers Electric. These companies have charitable foundations that people can reach out to. Prefer their charitable foundation, but Benson Brothers Record and Service and Commerce, BT Medical Supplies, In Touch by Cumbitel, who's a telecommunications company, Lone Star Clinic, Alliance Bank, the Legacy Ag Credit, People's Telephone, and CT Mechanic Shop. Last year on our build-off, Diamond C Trailers and Load Trail, I think those were the 2 trailer companies that donated the material for the build-off. Nope, I take that back. I believe Prefer donated the material, and then Load Trail and Diamond C cut the kits out with their plasma cutters. So when those kids get the kits, they're all cut exactly the same. All they have to do is weld them out and finish them up. Last year was our best year. To our charitable, or to the Scottish Rite Hospital, the Northeast Texas Child Advocacy Center, the foster families, and here in Sulphur Springs we have a I'm going to get this wrong. Thinking here, it's a sports association that deals with kids with special needs. So they're building a special field for kids with special needs so they can go out and play baseball. And they're paired up with a partner that can, if they need to be pushed in a wheelchair to first base and second base and all, they're building a new field, and we donated to them also. But last year was our best year. We gave out $130,000.
Wow.
And I think the Scottish Rite Hospital, our check to them was for $48,250. The same amount to the Northeast Texas Child Advocacy Center, which happened to be their largest private donation that they've received to date since they opened. And so it's been great. Every year just gets better and better, and it's It's because of the local Masonic lodges, the members of those lodges, and the members of our community that are looking to help these kids out.
Man.
Yeah.
So
That's incredible.
This year we're not going to be donating. We're not going to be selecting. We've kind of had a hard time selecting foster families, getting nominations for them and stuff. And the sports organization for the special needs kids, they had somebody actually come in, and I think they got some money donated completely to finish up their field. So this year we're going with it is, I've got to look because it's new, Lake Country Casa and Casa for Hunt County, because we've picked up several of the Masonic lodges over in Hunt County, and so Scottish Rite Hospital, the Northeast Texas Child Advocacy Center, and those two Casa centers.
Yeah.
But it's going out and getting the sponsorships, and it's because, like I said earlier, somebody I don't, and just letting people know we're trying to help kids. That's going back to the very beginning. That's a large part of what we do is charity and helping the children.
Yeah.
So I think that's everything I got off the top of my head. I've been talking now for 30 minutes.
When is the event?
Yeah. So the third Saturday of October. So this year it will be on October the 19th. And we get started early in the morning. Now the FFA build-off competition is held the day before with all those kids coming in and building their projects. But the event where we have, people come in the night before and set up, if they're cooking brisket, all that'll start on that Saturday morning. The livestock show starts at 9:00. Those guys will start cooking at daylight.
Is there a website, Clay?
So we don't have a website. We only have a Facebook page, and it's just strictly Help a Child Benefit. And I don't know. That's what the logo looks like right there.
Okay.
This is one of our brochures. I just picked them up today. But yeah, that's what and that's probably backwards on the camera, isn't it?
No,
it's perfect.
Is it not? Okay.
It's perfect.
Okay, cool deal. That's our logo. So if you look us up on Facebook, that's what our logo looks like. So,
man, that
I
is.
don't know if I can get an actual picture of. No, it's not gonna.
It's
not gonna let me do the Kubota.
If you put your hand up behind it sometimes like that, Clay, it'll let you.
Yeah.
It'll focus in on it, but maybe not.
Maybe not. Oh well.
You have to turn the blur off. If you turn the blur off, yeah, and then it'll show.
Okay.
But that's cool. Everybody can pop out to Facebook and do a search and find it.
It's got it on there, and I try to keep. There we go.
Hey, there you go. Yep.
Try to get the glare off of it. But that's the trailer and the Kubota right there that we're raffling. So
cool.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Is there any other way that they could anybody could get a hold of you to try and, help out with this thing?
Email or phone number. I don't mind giving my phone number out. I mean, it's out there. It's on the back window of my truck. It's on business cards. My phone number is 903-438-3930.
Okay. What's your email?
The email is Claybo, CLAYBO 1708 at yahoo.com. Claybo 1708 at yahoo.com.
Okay.
But
well, I'll create like a post sharing the video and then giving some information about it. And then if people, really want to help out or they want to sponsor or whatever, they can try and reach out and get a hold of you, because this is a really big deal and a really cool event to participate in.
It is. And, I said when we first got started, or when we first brought in more Masonic lodges, we had 11 Masonic lodges. I think this year we've got 15 Masonic lodges participating here in District 7, over in District 8, and District 11. We've had other Masonic lodges even further out that have been interested. And we've talked about, as it grows, it may be kind of hard. You've got somebody that's 50 miles away. Well, that money's not staying local. And I would be more than happy to visit with lodges elsewhere that may want to kind of start doing their own thing, like what we're doing here, and kind of what I've done this evening. Explain to them how we got started, what we did, create the 501c3 and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can call or email, either one. I don't care.
I think that's really important. I mean, Brad, when of course, I'm such a young Mason, right? That knowing where to start until you start having these conversations, you know what I'm saying, Clay? And then it gets the engine started, and you go, oh, okay, yeah, I know that part, and I don't know that, but I can figure that out. And then it doesn't seem like such a huge, massive deal,
Right.
Yeah.
And you just have to, find somebody that's interested taking care of that part, and somebody that takes care of that. We've got a brother that takes care of just the cooking part. I take care of the raffle. We've got guys that take care of the calf show. Then we've got guys that take care of this. So it's, we just kind of divvy up who's doing what.
That's awesome. As it should be.
Yes.
Well, do you have anything else to add or anything?
I can't think of anything. I'm open to any questions or anything.
So you said it starts in the morning and they start cooking around 9. Like what time does like the FFA start building?
The auction stuff.
Yeah.
So like I said, the build off on the day before, I think that's in here somewhere.
They do it on the Friday before.
Yes, on Friday, October the 18th, they're going to start that build off at 8:00, and it's pretty neat to come out and watch those kids work together, teamwork, and building these projects. And I think they shut them down at they've got X amount of time, and when they say stop, they have to stop their project whether they're finished or not. Then they're judged, and that usually ends at 12. And then they're judged, and then they're given their awards and stuff, and then they roll out and go on back home. We usually have somebody cooking them up some hot dogs or something, because when they're done, they are wore out and dirty.
Yeah.
But then the day of, he changed times up this year. The auctions, our silent auction, and we have a lot of companies that'll donate items for our silent auction. I think that's going to be at 11:00. We serve the chili and brisket, and it's $10 all you can eat. That starts at 11:30. So y'all come out and get your bellies full for $10, and some Dutch oven peach cobbler. And then the Dairy Museum next door to the Civic Center. This is all takes place at the Hopkins County Regional Civic Center there in Sulphur Springs. It's on Houston Street. They usually throw in several cases of ice cream sandwiches to go with the Dutch oven peach cobbler.
Yeah.
All for $10?
All for $10. Hey, but if you want to throw more in the donation pot, you can.
Absolutely. I was heck yes, I will, because I can't go through a drive-through right now for $10.
No, you can't. Then at 12:30, we'll have the auction for the project show, for the build off. At 12:45, we'll announce the winners of the build off. We'll announce the winners of the chili and brisket cook off. They're usually presented with pretty nice trophies. And then the raffle we usually announce right at the very end of everything, because we're selling raffle tickets even throughout the event. He's got 2:30 on there, but we're probably usually done before 2:30. So We'll have a bounce house out there for kids to play in. Also, Clydesdale horses. We've got Clyde's. Let me see if he's got the name of that. Boy, if I don't announce them, they are a. Don't know if it's on the brochure. They are a company that provide workforce. It's a workforce company. Oh, I'm gonna be shot for not remembering them. But anyway, they've got Clydesdale horses and a carriage, and they bring that team of Clydesdale horses out with the carriage, and they give carriage rides. I'm pretty certain there's a picture of Brad Billings on that carriage going around somewhere.
That is too cool.
After all that, y'all still do the tractor pull and everything, or?
So after the big tractors, after we didn't have them, we brought in the Hot Rod Garden Tractor Club, and they take lawnmowers and soup them things up like little 4-cylinder engines. I mean, what's the little motor? What's the motorcycle I'm trying to think of? Starts not Husqvarna, but it's kind of like that. It's a street bike. But they came in for a while. They actually were pulling inside the Civic Center. Then some conflicts got going with the schedule with the Civic Center, and we didn't have them. But hopefully, we'll be bringing them back sometime soon. Either them or the antique tractor pull. But we haven't had any kind of tractor pulls in a few years.
Okay, all right. And that goes on at what time of the day?
They start up in the morning and they're just going throughout the day.
Okay, so it's not like a race thing or that,
No,
okay.
No. When we had it out at our auction facility, we charged an admission. But when we brought it into the Civic Center, there wasn't really any way to control that. And so it's just there for, people to come and go, just kind of an extra add-on event.
Cool.
But they're fun.
What time of day does that kind of shut down?
We're usually through by, I'd say 1 or 2 o'clock. Once everybody's eaten, we start serving 11:30. People eat. We're going to announce the winners of all the competitions, whether it's cooking or the FFA, and then we'll draw for the raffle item. And so usually by 1 or 2 o'clock, we're done.
Okay, cool.
And a good day there. But we've started right now. I mean, we're already selling raffle tickets for the raffle item because that thing goes out this weekend. It's in Bogota. Those guys up there selling raffle tickets at a rodeo. It should be going to Canton 1 month. I think maybe September. I'm sure it'll be over in Hunt County at different places. It'll be in Paris. I haul that thing all over the place.
Yeah. Our lodge is doing a Freedom Fest thing tomorrow where Royce City is doing it, but we're selling turkey legs out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That would have been nice if we could get some of those raffle tickets and try to sell them for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When is that happening?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know how to get raffle tickets from you. Do you have them or?
Yeah, I got almost 4,000 of them out there in the truck. So
maybe I'll see if I can sneak out your way and grab some from you or something.
Okay, maybe we can meet halfway or something like that.
Cool. All right, man. Well, thank you for coming on.
Definitely.
So do you have any things that you're going to be doing Masonically this year aside from this? Are you holding any Masonic offices or in your lodges or anything like that?
No, none this year. I kind of take it easy. Of course, being district instructor, that can get busy sometimes.
Yeah.
Of course, you'll hear district instructors say too, you'd like to be a little bit more busy. hey guys, that's what we're here for. We're here to help y'all out. So just doing that, and still working on, I told you this, still working on a lecture. So I've got to get that done, trying to get that done before Labor Day.
Yeah.
But no, other than that, no offices in either one of the lodges or anything. So
Cool.
kind of taking it easy.
Yeah. Well, it was good to see you at that super forum and everything the other day. And then
Oh yeah.
thank you again for coming on. And really, that's all we got, man.
Yeah. I was going to say, if y'all got any more questions about it, because I'm sure I probably left something out, but hopefully it wasn't too confusing.
No, you went through a lot and you gave some history about it, and you invited people to, that want to do the same kind of thing in their own area, that you can help them kind of get that started. So that's really
Yeah.
helpful information. You gave your email and phone number. And, I don't know what else you could give.
I'm here to help if I can.
Really appreciate you, brother.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much, Clay. It's amazing to listen to the story and to learn, and to know that we've got a resource out there to turn to, to get not only to get started, but to overcome obstacles and anything else. So really appreciate your time hanging out with us on this Friday night, man.
Oh, you bet. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That all you
Thank
got,
y'all for
Bradley?
having me on.
Oh, you're more than welcome, man. And Bradley, I'll work with you to get his information because I want to attach it to this video. Maybe not phone number, but who knows? I guess it doesn't matter now. It's out in the wild. But anyway,
Yeah, it's on the internet already anyway.
right? Absolutely. All right, brothers. Well, man, at some point we lost Tony, but that's okay. I'm sure he's fine. I think it was his phone goofing up on him. But anyway, I guess we will see you all this time next week.
Yep, next week. See you
All
all
right.
later. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you, man.